Hey guys, we are back with another dinner party episode. I guess you could call this a little series where we explore the ages. I love learning about what people used to eat in the past, different cultures, food, all of that jazz. I just think it's so interesting because there's just so much out there in the world that you just don't know about. So I am doing a 1980s dinner party. I've done a 1970s one and that was so fun and it went down really well. You guys loved it. I thought we'd try the 1980s. And we're gonna get started with the dessert, which the desserts were actually very close between 1970s and 1980s. And there was one that I really wanted to do, which is the baked Alaska, but you need a blowtorch to chow, and I don't have one. And I decided that everything I'm gonna make for this video is gonna be things that I've never made before. So I could have done like a lemon meringue pie, pineapple upside down cake, bread and butter pudding. I've done all those things. So I thought instead we would do a trifle. Now I don't actually like trifle. Oh, these are so cute. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't these. I wanna try one. Oh, it's like a cake. So trifle to me is just wrong on every level. Soggy sponge with custard. I hate custard. Hate it, can't stand it. Jam, like what are you doing in there, jam? Also, this recipe book that I'm using is actually one from the 1980s. We've done all of our little trifle fingers and now we're going in with the frozen raspberries. Right, we don't even need to defrost them. It literally says no need to defrost. So we're just going in 225 gram for gram, I am saying. And we got the booze. Then we just go in with the sherry. I actually hate alcohol. The smell actually repulses me. Give everything a good stir to soak in the sherry. This doesn't look like a nice neat trifle. What? This isn't right. I imagined it all like nice layers upon layers upon layers. This doesn't look nice and neat like I want. Okay, that bit is all done and now we're gonna make our little custard. We've got the cream over here heating. Blend the egg yolk, sugar and corn flour. So you just need to boil. When I don't know which way to go. And now we just get that custard nice and thick. Yay! Right, I'm gonna pour it. It looks funny. What? What's happened? Doesn't look right, guys. Why's that happened? I've never seen anything like it. What? Upon further inspection and research, basically, I overcooked it. I overcooked it and I'll put my hands up because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. And today was that day where I made a big fat mistake. So I'm remaking my custard. It's something to do with the enzymes and the proteins. Feel free to look into it if you want to. Don't make the foolish mistake that I did. Custard boiling away, second one. We slice up our little lovely bananas. A 3, 2, bosh. Just to sprinkle them in amongst here, but I think I'm just gonna lay them. I'm gonna whip up the cream. Whipped. After a very stressful time with everything going wrong, we are here with our components. Oh no, this is a disaster. It's okay, we'll have to get it back on the vol-au-vent. I'll tell you why I'm confused, because she's literally just said like dump everything in. Let's just get this cream on and then we're just gonna put it in the fridge to set. Ugh, this is an absolute catastrophe. You know what, we're just gonna sprinkle these flaked almonds on as it says and we're gonna be done. We've done it. I don't want to look at it. I'm not looking at you anymore, okay? Let's just move on to these vol-au-vents, please. You're going to the fridge and I never want to see your face in this town again. Here's the trifle. So after the trifle, I've had it talking to myself. I'm done with that attitude and we're moving on to the starter. Now the starter actually says you can make it fresh there, but I just want to prepare everything so I'm ready and don't have to worry about getting things ready, you know. So we are making vol-au-vents. Now again, this could be argued to be a 70s thing. On a lot of the forums where people discuss what they ate in the 80s, it was mixed on whether vol-au-vents was 80s or 70s, but really thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, take a gamble, because even the people in the comments section couldn't decide. We're making mushroom bacon vol-au-vents. I've got to do a cheese fondue, but I don't have a cheese fondue kids. My eyes are leaking. The onion is too strong. You know, sometimes when the onion's so strong it actually makes your nose run. Okay, let's make some hot mushroom bacon filling for our vol au vent. Onion is brutal. I've had to put the fan on and oh my gosh. Okay, we have made our filling, so I'm just gonna let that cool and then we can reheat it when we need it. Now obviously now we need to make the vol au vents. It says here to cut it with a fluted cutter and to cut out 12 rounds and then just bake those, but I thought vol au vents had the hole in the middle. So I'm like, do I follow that recipe? Do I follow it after the trials and tribulations of the trifle? Do I follow one online?
The way we used to do it was...
I don't know why Dealey's telling me that. That's wrong, isn't it, Mum?
What we used to do is cut the base.
Okay, Mother Booth has helped. I've remembered as well that this is how we did it once at uni. So you cut your big circle. I don't know how much this is going to make. Obviously it's for a starter. So you cut your next circle, and in that, then what do you do with the little flour leftovers?
Spare.
Just spare, guys. Do you know what? I just wish that we did dinner parties. I suppose it's so old Rona, innit? I just love the concept of it. I just love hosting. I love people. I love trying new things. So there they are. They look really cute. About to bake these, and I'm gonna bake these as well because, to be honest, our family do just like pastry, and I know if there's any leftover filling we can just scooch it up on one of these like pastry flowers, you could call them. Dookie, whilst the vol au vents are in the oven, I'm going to be moving on to the main course, which I'm just going to be prepping. We're not going to cook it just yet, which is something that I wouldn't personally consider something you'd have at a dinner party. It's a chicken Kiev, just a humble chicken Kiev. This was really fun to read about because the chicken Kiev has been on quite the journey. Apparently this was like the epitome of sophistication back in like the late 70s, early 80s, and then it just came to a halt and everyone hated on chicken Kievs. And it's true, there is a lot of hate to chicken Kievs, but also I think that supermarkets have just killed the concept of a chicken Kiev because I don't think that supermarkets do it well. My dad specifically said please make sure it's garlicky. He's had apparently non-garlicky chicken Kievs. I hate pinning garlic cloves, they're so tiny. Now we put this in a little log and put it in the fridge. This is like the butter, parsley, garlic and all that. It doesn't look like it's enough, but hopefully it is. Done the chicken, butterflied it, hopefully. And now we cut our garlic butter and wrap the chicken in the butter and then pop it in the freezer for 15 minutes. Okay, dokie. Now we do the dip of the chicken. We go flour, egg, crumbs. Oh, Grace, did you not learn anything? Always keep one hand free when you're doing the flouring. It's a bit all over the place. Do you know what it is? Tell you what it is. It's lockdown. It's lockdown, you know? It just sends everyone a bit manic. I'm done. They're gonna go into the fridge, and then with that, we're actually gonna be having something which is it seems so weird. Apparently on this forum that I was on for like 1980s food, you have it with tinned sweet corn and oven chips, because oven chips have become a real big thing then. Again, the table layout is, we're talking very, very simple up in this house from the images that I've seen for inspo. It's kind of like last time's, but not as garish. Oh, I've renovated in this fine establishment. We've even done little placemats. We've got the napkins, the starter forks, everything is sorted. There are lots of avenues for the outfit inspiration today, but someone's outfit that I actually really have always had, there's this picture, right, of Brooke Shields, and I've just always been obsessed with it. So we're going for that. Now I feel like there were so many avenues for the 80s fashion. You've got like the garish tracksuits, but then you've got the like sophisticated, then you've got, there's just so, I feel like it's quite similar to almost today's fashion, how there are just so many different styles. You can kind of pick and choose whatever takes your fancy. Obviously having to work with what I've got in my cupboard, so it's not looking exactly the same. And obviously I'm not the most gorgeous Brooke Shields. Oh, and my hair is nowhere near as fabulous as Brooke Shields' hair. It's a bit poofy today. Oh, my hair's so poofy right now. Okay, it's time to prep now. It's nearly 5:30. The bin is overflowing. But I'm gonna have to put my hair, which was not an ideal scenario, but you know, we've just gotta work with it because I'm not cooking with my hair down. That is absolutely disgusting. They are pretty big. They're massive. My trusty tongs that I bought the other day, if you watch Extra Grack, are coming in handy. Are you ready? I probably shouldn't do this with only one hand, but ooh, in she goes. There she goes. Right, they now go into the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. As we've run out of frozen chips, that won't be enough. I'm gonna have to roast potatoes. Obviously, I would go to the shops and get some more frozen chips, but it's not essential because we have some frozen roasties. Here she is, the absolute stunner. Okay guys, it is vol au vent time. I'm gonna assemble the vol au vents. I'm excited. Some of them are a bit wonky, but hey, it's like life. Humans are a little wonky, you know. Here are my little vol au vents, guys. This is your starter. There is a bit more coming if you want. We're gonna try our first vol au vent. Have you tried it yet?
Yeah.
What's it like?
Scrummy.
Does it need more filling? Because there's way more filling.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
What vol au vents? Always made of puff pastry. Vol au vents were at every single party I ever went to when I was young.
Assembling. How are you feeling?
Bring a jug of water,
Excited.
please.
This or the prawn mayo?
Prawn mayo.
Mum?
I think we used to put prawns in vol au vents as well. I think this.
Yeah.
Really?
I much preferred. I could neck these back, to be honest with you. Guys, we've come to a deal breaker.
An impasse.
Because I always said I thought Trifle had jelly in, but I accidentally.
You said jam. You said jam to me earlier. I always thought
Delia Smith's recipe doesn't have jelly in. Maybe she doesn't like jelly. I was thinking it always had jelly in.
She put at the base. We missed out the jelly.
Sponge.
100%, it's just like sponge fingers and you sandwich them with raspberry jam and a bit of sherry. Delia's done the dirty. Completely demolished that, smashed it out of the park. Okay, we're getting ready for the chicken Kievs and the chips and the corn. There's the corn. Bada boom, bada bing.
And here we have our very, very beige meal.
Okay, here it is. Very yellow. It's funny because I would not associate this personally with dinner party food. But
Boom.
back in the day, apparently this was dinner party food.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to a dinner party and have a Kiev? Oh.
No,
You were how old?
No one used to
Do you
invite
know
me.
how old we were in the 80s?
20.
Yeah.
End of the 80s.
Yeah, so you're 20.
Prime time.
What are you saying, Dad?
It's very lovely.
Is it enough garlic? Because you did say you were hot on the garlic.
Yeah, don't.
We've never just had corn. It's such not a booth thing.
Oh, we used to have a lot as kids, actually.
Because you lived in the 80s.
They have it for school dinners. They just give them a side of sweet corn.
Look how big this chip is. What was your favourite dinner?
Then,
Yeah, a Vesta curry.
it's a tricky one. What would I have had for my birthdays?
Mum, what was yours?
Some baked potato with the salad and pickles. I love that.
I'd have a roast. Not that I can remember having a roast for my birthday dinner.
Very delicious.
Great.
Oh, I don't mean that it's not tasty.
Yeah, the taste
And I
is
don't mean that
delicious.
the effort hasn't been put in, because it flipping has. I just mean it doesn't scream dinner party, does it?
No, this is like a kid's birthday party, in my opinion. Garlic butter lump right there. You know. Dad is still here trying to figure out.
Yeah, I am. There was my mum and dad used to do this thing called a bell-in smoky.
Oh, I remember you telling us about
I used
that.
to
They're
tell you
lovely.
about those.
Smoked
Haddock.
haddock in like a creamy sauce with a bit of cheese on top. My mum and dad used to have them, I think, at a hotel, and then they got the recipe. So we went and
Very
used it.
80s fondue. So many fondues in our past.
I love
haven't we?
fondues.
But you have cheese fondues, you have meat fondues. You
More
have
like a fondue.
Sweet chocolate fondue.
Final words on the Kievs. For me, I wouldn't eat it
I wouldn't
in a
try
row.
that out.
Did you like it?
Shouldn't buy any frozen ones ever again.
Why? Did you like it that much?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
are infinitely better than a frozen Kiev. Yeah, I'd have that over a frozen Kiev every time. That was really nice and wholesome.
Wow, we look similar. There's the trifle. Who would like some trifle?
We got those spoons though.
This for Chloe.
Mum. Chloe won't
Mum,
want
is
any.
that enough?
I'll try
It's
some.
delicious.
No, I remember why I don't like trifle.
Well, that's too big
Go
for
on.
Chloe.
I know, that's why I tried to
It's
taste.
it's the sponge fingers in the juice.
That's what tiramisu is. It's literally the exact same.
That's my best bit.
How much? Does this take you back to your childhood?
Well, no, because
No.
it had jelly.
Why did Delia Smith... And Delia Smith's recipe book was from the 80s, that one. I sad. Not like...
I'm missing the crunch.
Of what?
Trifles don't have...
Vermicelli.
What?
Sprinkles of vermicelli on
It's
top.
got flaked almonds.
Vermicelli.
Do you want these?
Yeah.
Why did
Lovely.
we...
Better.
Immediately.
No, I did like it. I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of cream, as you well know.
Say that tiramisu is exactly the same texture.
Yeah.
Right.
Great word.
I
Isn't it?
just had a really boozy bit. I hate alcohol.
So bad.
How do people like alcohol? I do have this for the hot drinks though, because you complained last time
Yeah, I did.
that there were no
What?
after
Is
rates.
that what we used to have in the 70s then?
They came out in like the
80s.
40s or 50s?
know what it is.
What is...
I was missing with that trifle. It wasn't the strands, although that was nice. 100,000.
Spit it out.
Flake. It needed some flake.
No, that's on tiramisu!
Flake. That's what I missed.
Okie dokie, now we've finished that, it's time for a game.
Which is what you used to do in the 80s.
Did you?
Very late.
Yeah, very 80s. I mean, we love a game, we do. We love a game in the booth. Hot drinks, and then...
Oh, they've got the little bags.
Yes, because they're knockoffs. They didn't have the official ones in Asda. Always a bit stressful playing a new game as a family, let's not lie, the rules and whatnot. So this could be interesting. We've finished the
For a
game.
long time.
It's true. Fun game.
4 to 8.
Rate out of 10.
8.
I was going to say 8.
So was I.
Yeah,
So
well.
I won't go around.
Dan and Phil's truth bombs. And Dad didn't even know they're a YouTuber, did you, Dad? Peace out. Peace out, punks. What would you rate? Would you prefer the 70s or 80s dinner party?
70s one at the moment.
Really? Even the Dark L'Orange? Well, yeah, no, I'd prefer the 80s one.
You know what I'd go for?
17. It's got prawns.
Prawns, duck à l'orange was cracking.
And have you forgotten the pudding?
And the pudding was also cracking because it was a gatto, Black Forest
It was
gatto.
that good.
I'll see you next time on the episode of Grack's Back in Time.